Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you may see in my short video, I received yesterday my cooling fluid from Foghashing. It was delayed. Luckily it came pretty quickly. I thought it's going to take another month, but it was locally in US warehouse and they delivered within a couple weeks. And I started on it yesterday. I set it up this unit. So check this video if you interested in setting one of these Foghashing. I had a couple problems to connect and ran these fans on the unit, so my coolant was overheating. And well, let's get to it. Just let me know if you have any questions. Leave the comments below if you had similar experience. Maybe that will help you, because there's a couple of the items you will have to deal with here in this unit. Let's get started. Alright, so this fluid I need to unpack from these boxes and get it ready to pour in the tank. Alright, so all 10 containers unpacked. You could see the whole package in there, right? So I was freaking out because when I saw the shipment is 435 pounds, and I've seen the video that all the Foghashing send in all this big container, 200 liters, that is like over 400 pounds in one container. I was freaking out because I didn't know if I'm gonna be able to even move it here from the driveway. It's so far away, and I have a uphill going. Anyways, driver helped me to push it up behind my RV-Axis, and now it's ready to go into the shed. I don't know if the shed gonna hold that much of fluid in it basic, frame, but this guy is humongous. This Foghashing is humongous. Look, compared to my 1 ton and 2 ton units, this thing is like triple or 4 times the size of 1 ton. So just pay attention to the sizes. If you're planning to get one of these, you have enough room to get this going. Alright guys, so it's pretty noisy inside. I don't want to shut it down yet, all of my miners. What I'm planning to do is this. I'm gonna connect my hoses here. By the way, when the unit comes, it comes pressurized, so I have to uncap this, and it holds the pressure, half of the PSI there. Is it PSI? Yeah, I think so, maybe not. But it holding pressure, so you can tell I kept that under pressure wherever they send, just to make sure there's no leaks. That means the unit is actually this liquid will not gonna leak through any of this, supposedly. I need to put it on, instead of having on the bottom of my box, shipment box is there, see, with this plywood, which is double. It looks like double ½ inch or like 1 inch plywood. Yeah, it's a double, but I don't think it's a good idea to leave there, because it's a lot of fluid coming in there, and it may potentially, what I'll do, I'll just run the 4x6s maybe right across the short pieces a little bit longer, so it will not kind of flex or be able to flip on the side, right? That's the idea. All right, and I have to get my big wrench to get this unscrew. There's a 2 type of gaskets came for these hoses. So one is it's like a clear gasket, and the other has the like a vinyl plastic white. So they told me to use clear silicone to put it right there, and I'll tie it in, hopefully no leaks. I know those silicone gaskets, you don't want to over tie them, because you're gonna cut them through on the pipe, which may cause the leak. I've seen a lot of the guys who posted this units, there was a little drip going on. I don't know if it's from over tightening it or not enough tightening it, but over tightening may cause the leak as well. So have to be really careful, inspect this piece to make sure no it's pretty flat. The surface is clean, or like you don't have any dings, because if you do that, it will cut the gasket too, right? So I need to open this, make sure this one is in a good shape there. And I labeled them. See the cold air, the cold fluid supposed to coming out from here, from the out, and then this is hot from the unit. From the hot, it will go in to the unit, to this cooling unit. All right, it's kind of circulates, goes up against here and coming out after it cools down. And there's a spray, there's a sprayers for when the temperature is super hot. I'm gonna connect my garden hose on a timer, and it will help cooling when it's probably above, I will see, I will have to play maybe above 80 degree outside, or maybe 90. It will help probably reduce the actually using of my fans power. So hopefully that will help to reduce the noise and the power usage. So we'll see, maybe I'll run them on the summer all the time. If it's too cold, I just worry about the getting this dusty when it's all wet. Water comes right there, spray over the mist, may get this whole sink a little bit dustier. I don't know, we'll see. And I need to hide my pipe somewhere. Look at that. It just, I don't like the way this rubber is not really reinforced or covered from, I don't know if it could be on the UV. I don't see if it's UV protected. It design, oh, UV protected right there. Okay, all right, so maybe it is, but I still don't like it because it's kind of like having the hose outside all the time. It may crack eventually, right? So need to figure it out, put it in the white pipe or something. I'm gonna try to put my white 4-inch drainage pipe, run it over, maybe dig it in so it's away from my passage there. All right, so let's go inside, let's check it out. All right, so my unit is ready here. It's not a lot of space here. I still need to clean up a little bit because my shed is not super big, but I think it's gonna be enough room to open it up, work on it. I'm gonna fill with this oil first, with the liquid, and try to set it up and start it just to make sure liquid circulating. Once I gonna make sure that, I'm gonna, oh, and this is the silicone gaskets I need to bring there and use these guys. Oops, have some extra, need to dig those out. All right, so I'll get the tool, connect the pipes. I already tied these ends with the silicone gaskets. Need to make sure you avoid any of the kinks like this in the pipes, just so the pipes are pretty free, because right now I have a little bit of a kink here that I need to get rid of it somehow. Maybe I'll push the container slightly over to the side right there. I guess with the pressure it's gonna help. Once we get it on the pressure, it will help just to kind of, because it's enough room to get it through. And I put insulation around the pipe so it doesn't get cut anywhere through the hole. Those hoses doesn't get cut. So that's pretty much it. And I'd like to keep the about maybe 10 inches here, the space, right? So if anytime you need to clean or work on this side or get the cables in, obviously you can save the space. And well, 8 inches, I think 8 inches is plenty. I can use 7. I just don't want my hoses kink there at the bottom, so I'll keep probably around 8 inches. I'll check the level again. I make sure that it's all leveled and straight here, right? So I add the plywood there at this end and have to raise up. There is a little bolts there that you twist and you raise this legs off the ground, so you basically on this rubber legs, so you're not relying anything on the wheels, because it's gonna be a lot of weight, right? So we don't want to do that. All right, let's get my channel locks and get those hoses in, and we'll probably get the fluid in, and probably need to fill it up all the way till the I'll maybe have one my DG miner because it's clean and new. I'll put my DG here and we'll test it on one miner for now, and I'll see what other ones I could use. Maybe oh yeah, I want to use my KS5L, so I can do two of them, the DG and KS5L, and then we'll have to figure out the difference. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check the power usage, power consumption with fans on the KS5L, and I'm gonna check the wattage, what it's using, and then this way we could check after I gonna merge in the fluid. I'll be removing this to see the miner inside. You gotta remove this protective screen. I don't want to remove right now probably because I can accidentally scratch it, so let's just keep it there, and I'll get the hoses connected, start filling up, plug this thing in to the power outlet and see how it works. Okay. Whoa, just see that, guys? Almost killed me. I should have just released the air probably before it killed me, right? All right. I don't like this white tape. I don't know why they use it so much. Look, they put a million of rolls of this crap and it doesn't really do anything, because the gasket gonna only thing that would rely on holding the leak is the gasket. It's this gasket between this surface, flat surface, and the surface of the thing. So you don't really need to put any other than lubricant possibly, so the thread goes pretty easily and you get the tightness the way you want it. Okay, so let's see, almost there. I'm gonna get the other one and get rid of this crap. Yeah, you want to get rid of this stuff. If you're a plumber, let me know. You should not use any of this tape, plumbing tape, because what it does, it stops your, unless you use thread and rely on the thread connection, but we're not. We're going to rely on the gasket. So actually this is going to make it worse. This tape going to stop you from tightening it correctly. So what you want to really just get rid of that tape and properly connect. What's important is to stay really straight. So almost gone everything. This is just a little bit of that white stuff. I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, so let's look at this one. Cold going out for me, and the hot going in. So my hose is slightly reversed. Really like it. We can do this. Cold in to the unit. Okay, so we put in this silicone right inside and I'm gonna try to keep this straight, as straight as possible. Okay. Oops. Okay. So what's important really is that your hose, this part, is really straight against the body of this pipe, so you're 100% in connection with this gasket. Okay, same thing for the other. Then we'll tie it. Usually designed even for hand tightening, because it's really soft silicone. You can technically you can pressure tight with your hands, but since the pipes are so big, ridiculously, hand tightening maybe not gonna work perfectly. Okay, so I'm gonna help with the wrench. So after I go, first I would not use wrench until you know that you have straightened everything and connection 100% connected to your body of your pipe. Okay, and now when we see there's no looseness anymore, so it doesn't go anywhere, right? So we're just gonna tighten this slightly. I don't think you need, and you don't want to actually, you don't want that gasket twist around, because it may damage that silicone as well. So we just keep this pipe straight and only tighten the nut, right? So keep that as straight as possible, try not to twist. Okay, so I think that's about enough tightness. You don't want to have this pipe loose, obviously, but at the same time we don't want to over tight. We can always tighten a little bit if there is small potential leak, but if you over tight and you break the gasket, then you have to undo. That's going to be a hassle to untie it. Potentially it's going to leak out some fluid if you undo that, and it's a hassle. Yeah, hopefully we did that correct. So try not to twist any pipes, keep them straight. Now I know the distance I can unscrew and get my 4x6, because I know where I'm gonna push this out, and let's get that done. So I'm gonna cut this piece of pressure treated 4x6. Alright, so I have this 3 pieces pressure treated cut, 30 inches long, should be enough, hopefully a lot more stable than this. And I'll put each of the boards just across each leg with the screw, with those boot screws, I guess. Right there, need to unscrew it. Alright, so I got all 6 of these screws. One is bent, still have to replace, and they looks like it's a metal self-tightening screw, so I don't know if I should use on the boot. Maybe different anyway. So let's get that pulled out and put it on the pressure treated blocks. Alright, so we got this air cooler pretty much lined up. I put it on this pressure treated blocks, had to shim it out with another pressure treated piece, and it's perfectly leveled. Okay, so you gotta be level this way, hopefully, right? So we good. All right, and all 4 sides, so we check that level, and same we gotta do for the tank, so to make sure the tank and everything is zero to the zero and it's leveled. All right, so now this one is ready. I tied already this connectors I need to retighten my shed and check the level of the tank, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I have this KS5L hooked up temporarily so we can check my power consumption, and it is 3200 watts, right? 3200 at 231 volts. So we gotta put it in the fluid here. I'm gonna put the liquid and we'll take out these fans. On ice river though, you have to keep the fans on your power supply. For some reason it doesn't work without the fans. I guess it's possible to remove them, but then you have to put maybe those spoofers, fan spoofers. But for here we're gonna have to remove these. And the Foghashing actually provided some of these fan spoofers right there. So there's 2 in each pack, so we should have enough. We can test this one out, make sure they work. Okay, so I'll take it apart, remove the cover so we can put the spoofer. I'm gonna shut it down. Yeah, 3200 watts, guys, and we're running, let's see, 80%. I set the fans here at 80%. Super cold in here because I have AC running, but during the day when it's hot, it's actually getting warmer. And we are doing average 11.5 gigahash, 13 gigahash. It's really fluctuating a lot on KS3L, but the temps 46 intake 46, and it's still abnormal. But we'll see what the temps I want to adjust. I'm gonna take pictures of this and we'll take a look later. What do we have? All right, next step, guys, when you set your tank, make sure it's all leveled and check without the cover, because cover is kind of crooked, could be possibly crooked. So have to go all the way from side to side, make sure it's level, right? So check it out, your position, back to front. The front of the tank, you know, have to be level. The back of the tank needs to be leveled. Check it out. This part is a little bit higher than the back, so make sure you check in the level in the right position, and look at 0 here, so we perfectly in the level, right? Yeah, hopefully we'll be all right, because after you pour this liquid here, the coolant, it's gonna be almost 600 pounds, because the tank about 250 and the coolant will probably be at least 350, maybe even more. So at least 600 pounds, it's going to be impossible to kind of move around. So figure the space, figure the distance you want to keep. I'd like to keep like 8 inches here so I can access the back of this. I don't need that space on the left, but I can access easily. I have a foot here on the left, so I can move this duct and access. So for putting the A6 is fine. I want to save a little bit of space in the front. So yeah, let's start pouring the liquid, and I'm gonna remove the fans and put this those fan spoofers that came, so we can test them out as well. What I'll do, I'll probably put the fan spoofers, start the machine, make sure at least it's starting with the spoofers, and so they're working. Then we can put it in the liquid there. So I didn't have, this is a new almost ASIC. I need to still clean it a little bit and blow the air through. It was only running a couple of weeks, so hopefully not too dusty. I can just blow with the air and with the blower or something like that, and that should be ready to be going in here. And then I have my DG one that it's just a brand new. I already removed the fans. I tested on Fruition Design, but I haven't ran it yet, so it's perfectly clean. That's important for the fluid. So I guess I'll be setting the power supply is gonna be going in the middle, and the ASIC is gonna go like where this falls, so the circulation. I'm probably gonna put 2 of them, just one on each corner, so they're farther away and they can keep the most of the fluid right away out, the hot fluid. Or I can even put on these 2 ends. I don't know what's better, but I can run only 2 for now, and then keep on cleaning my others. I still need to decide which one gonna go here, but KS5L for sure, I'm gonna drop it. It's gonna be my most efficient for now. And the other ASIC I may need to swap for more efficient ones. For KS3M, I don't want to put them here yet. Alright guys, so let's get it going. Alright, so I want to remember where the fans go, so my front intake fans just on these two connectors, and the exhaust fans going on these two right there. This probably like 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, I don't know, but we'll put the spoofers here. So I need to disconnect these fans and just get them all disconnected and removed, right? I don't need to disconnect this piece. All right. Alright, so I had to remove this cover because to pull these fence wires is super hard without, you know, removing, so you have to remove it to pull this out. So I'm gonna put this back pretty easy, just one screw. So I guess you have to do it when you get your stuff in. And look at the fan spoofers that came with the Foghashing design. So it's pretty cool. It's just 2 of them for each, 2 here. This fits like perfectly, slides right there, which I kind of like, doesn't go anywhere. And this can be just right in here. So nothing on the way, really tight, cool. Hopefully this works. We're gonna test it out before we put it in tank, right? Okay, so the kit came with this 2 handle. I mean, it's a, you have 12 handles, right? Because you have 6 miners. Let me check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 2 more somewhere. Probably pulled it out. So it came with the handles. They just go right where you remove your fans on the side that you're gonna be upwards. So these ASICs could be flipped and put upside down for better flow, because the fluid comes from here better, but it's gonna be hard to see what's going on there, and your cables, everything gonna come from the bottom, so it's gonna make it extremely difficult to reach. So I'll test it out this way around. And so for this, I'm gonna put handles on this side, and I'm gonna remove the grill from the other side. And the reason for that is if you don't remove the grill, and by the way, it came with the short screws, which is super cool, because if your screw is too big, you'll be hitting that board, the hashing board there, right? So with the smaller screws, it perfectly fits the way it should. So gonna attach these handles. I probably need to get the longer set for my drill, and I'll put it up and show you guys on the other side. It's pretty much, I'm gonna remove this so we have a better flow. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. It's kind of like it's a less area here, but I removed this grill so it's not blocking any of these holes inside, right? Because there's a tiny holes there throughout. If I'm gonna leave the grill, potentially, if this grill go back here, see, it can block some of the holes, so it will prevent some of the flow, I think, of the oil or the fluid. So I'm gonna remove this, hopefully get better flow through the machine here. Okay, all right, so let's get those handles up. All right, so I put the handles up, and I'm just gonna blow the air through to get any of the dust from this machine. Yes, maybe I didn't have much dust because it's pretty new. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's dusty. You just want to make sure the unit is pretty clean. If you ran it in dust, even in not, you think it's not in dust environment, you still may get a lot of dust if it runs for the long time. But just trying to make sure. Yeah, I don't see a little bit of dust here. Okay, let's try. So just to make sure you don't have any particles or any weird stuff, because it's all gonna be in the fluid and it will make it dirty a little bit. So the bad part. Some of the guys I've seen, you have to remove completely hash boards and clean it up with acetone, I believe, specially designed for electronics, like for motherboards. So you can do that cleaning with the brush, which is probably the best ideal. If you ran it for a long time, it would be ideal. But if it's a new unit, you're probably safer because it's not gonna be dusty. All right, so I'm gonna clean this, wipe this all out, because I don't want anything go in the liquids. And this side is, yeah, it looks pretty clean to me. Yeah, luckily this unit is new, so let's try to fit it in. I'll clean it a little bit and we'll come back. All right, so what I'm using here is the lacquer thinner, right? So you can use that to remove residue from like duct tapes and stuff like that. It cleans out really, really well. All that glue do not damage any of the stuff. So I'm not sure, you don't want to use it probably on the internal parts, but to remove all the sticky stuff is the best stuff to use. So you basically just wipe it down. I'm gonna remove from this, all from the sticker or the warranty. We don't want any of this stuff to go in the liquid and make the liquid dirty, right? So as longer we can keep the liquid clean, the longer the liquid can work out for us, the cooling stuff, right? So let's get that cleaned out really well, and I'll show you guys how it fits in the tank. All right, so it looks like it fits pretty cool. I like these handles. Gonna help to pull out if needed. And so I can set, I'm probably gonna just use this KS3L. And so we can compare all the data, what I got. So I need to connect my power, turn it on, the Ethernet cable, and put the fluid. The fluid, I guess, needs to go all the way up. I need to run the cycle so it fills up the air cooler outside before, you know, and all the empty pipes before it starts working. So maybe what I'll do, I'll start filling up and then I'll put my ASIC back after I ran the cycle or something like that. Okay. All right, so we start with the first container. Super hard to open this thing. And there you go, the first container going in. We don't want to splash too much the liquid, so I'm gonna put as low as possible. Start to fill it in. So 20 liters and nothing you can see. It's like it's empty, right? Alright, so it'll probably take a while. I'll pour like 6 more or 7 more and I'll come back. Alright, I'm already put 8 containers in, and I'm barely reached the edge of that overflow where the fluid gonna run around to the pump, right? So it's have to go through that screen around to the pump, and I only have 2 more containers left. Makes me worry, will it be enough? So probably, because they count when you put the ASIC in, it takes some of the fluids out of the calculation. Yeah, so that's, so if you're using 6, you may need like a less, but I don't know. We'll see if I'll be able to even start with 1. They give like a little pump with the kit. It came with this little pump, so I guess if you need to put it back in container, if it's extra fluid, then you can pump it out. So there is like PSU with that, and the pump, little pump, may come handy. I dropped a couple rings, so I need to pull them later with some kind of wire or something like that. So let me finish. I'll put another tank, and I don't know if I'll be able to even start it. We'll see. All right, so I already put almost 10. There may be a couple liters left, maybe 1/4 of this tank left. So I don't know, guys, if that's gonna be enough. What do you think? Looks like I got it filled to the little bit over the level, but there is still need to fill up that air cooler. So that takes, I don't know how much fluid it will take. Let's find out, but I have a feeling that I won't have enough. Maybe when I put 1 miner in, it will be a little bit extra space, give me a little extra room, but we'll see. And I still have to start this ASIC to make sure a fan spoofer is working, so let's do that. Alright, so I connected the ASIC back to the network and power. I know I don't have a fan, so I don't want to overheat, so I'm gonna just check it out, make sure the fans are showing in the web GUI, and that's it. And I'm gonna turn off, and we're gonna test it in the tank if it's gonna be enough of the fluid. So let's let it start it. Looks like we have the green blinking there and the power supply green, so everything seems to be normal. So let's start real quick, make sure the fan speeds are right. Yeah, so we have all 4 fans showing up in the web GUI. Hopefully that's all cool. I'm not gonna run it, I don't want to overheat it, but nothing strange coming up. So I think we're good to go. All the fans showing, and we are good. Yeah, so I'm shutting it down, and let's run our C6 tank. So the next we'll need to run it, connect to the power to 20, and circulate until the air cooler filled in with the fluid as well. I don't know how much it's gonna take, but I feel like I need a couple more of this if I run only 1 ASIC. So we'll see. Alright, so I pulled those rings out, I cover it so I don't want to get dust, but look how pretty cool it looks. Can't even see, the liquid is like water. Alright, so let's connect the power. Okay, let's plug the power connector here. Okay, looks like we get some press to start. Alright, so sounds like we start bubbling. Oh my gosh. I need to check on this valve. Look at that, all the liquid already gone to the other side. So I need to add some already. Alright, so I had to add some more liquid. So basically the entire container I opened up so I could see. So it looks like the level is fine, but I can hear that it's still bubbling. I need to go outside and check there it's nothing leaking. I don't see any leaks here, which is a good sign. Okay, perfect. -28°. All right, so seems like the unit working. Let's see if the exterior start up. All right, so the fans didn't even start yet because the temperature is probably still cool. I don't have, let's see, do we have any leaks? No. Perfect. Okay, good job. See, like, you don't use this tape. This tape just makes it worse. So yeah, make sure you remove it, get it against the silicone gasket. Don't put anything else. You can put a little bit of the paste that it helps the thread kind of go on the thread, so it's easier to twist and tight. But yeah, anything else? Looks like, yeah, there is a pressure there, but there's nothing kicking in the fans yet. I'm wondering, because I connected, I don't see any lights here either, so seems like liquid pushing through, but there's no signs of, maybe the sensor, a temperature sensor, that it's gonna kick this in. It's already dark outside, so let me check. Yeah, looks like we are running the liquid. Pretty good volume. So I'm gonna put the miner in and start it up. Oh, by the way, in the power consumption, just the pump at 1100 watts, so it's 1150 roughly. You could see that jumping up in front, but it's, yeah, 1150, give it or take, 1150 5 amp at 234 volts. So is it power saving to the AC Infinity fans? Like, if you count 6 of them, the maximum AC Infinity fans runs at 120, 160 watts. So 6, it will be 720, right? 6, yeah, 720. So not 1100 even at the highest speed. But if I have to run this ACs, or those AC to cool 3 AC, that when it's run it's super hot during the day, especially when the electrical rate are the highest. I hope this unit is gonna help. We'll do those calculations later. So let me put this ASIC in and test it out. Alright guys, so this KS5L going in the liquid. Oh my god, so worried about this. Yeah. Should have connected the power first, I guess. Now, let's see if this wire can even. Another switch here and use it. So what I like about this unit, it's really, you can pass through these cables and wherever you need for the miner. So let's see. Okay, so cable is in. Let's work on the power. Okay, so I have the power cable. Alright, so I'm gonna start now. Let's see if it works. First I'm gonna turn this on. Wow, this is crazy. Look at this one. Alright, so it starts pumping. So it's a little bit of bubbles, but I think eventually those bubbles gonna settle. So I can cover to avoid getting the dust in there. And let's see, yeah, you could tell there's a little bit more fluid when you actually put one of the ASIC. I guess when you put all 6, it should be enough. I like how this glass fits pretty neat on the top. You could see it's perfectly set. Nice and neat. Let's see if those lights gonna go, the red light's gonna go off and we can see it on the web buoy. I'm wondering if the liquid pushing goes through the ASIC good enough. It's kind of hard to tell, but I still have the red lights. Not sure what's going on with the miner. Ethernet looks like connected. Yeah, but the 2 red lights, like the fan, the green light blinking on the power supply. Wow, it's taken a little bit too long. I'm not sure if we're gonna get lucky this time, or do I need to restart anything? Look how the liquid going out pretty quickly and neat, huh? Yeah, so let's give it a few minutes. I'm not sure, it should be already turning green. Something going on still with this liquid. Should I try to restart maybe? That's so weird. Alright, let's restart. Alright, so I restart the miner, power reset, and it's still the red light's still on, both of them, the red and the green, which is supposed to be just the green blinking, so I'm not sure what's going on. It showed up on the web buoy though, but it's showing abnormal temperature and the hash rate, so let's see if it's even gonna start mining. makes me worry a little bit. It looks like something going on with this miner, because the red lights typically go off. If you remember, I turned it off with the fan spoofer. I turned them on and they were okay. I'm not sure. It's showing the fans. The fans 581. So I'm not sure if we're gonna start mining, because it says we're connecting to the pool, so it's not connected yet. Something not unable to even maybe connect to the pool. I don't know, because of the temperatures or what's going on. Something not right. I'll wait for 5-6 minutes, see what's happening, and maybe we'll need to reset the miner back from scratch to the factory setting, and then set up the pool settings again. So we'll see. I'll give it another maybe a few minutes. Usually it start mining after 6-7 minutes, but it doesn't look like it's connected. It's not connected. It says connecting to the pool, but it's not connected. That's the problem. All right, so we finally up and hopefully gonna run this ASIC here, KS5L. What happened is, actually, when you guys see the red light was not coming out, and the PSU green light was blinking, it was not connecting to pool, obviously. So I was freaking out. I didn't know, because other ASICs was mining, but not this. So I have KS3M mining, KS3 mining, and then all of a sudden, when this all red was here, my KS3 start to restarting, and BMKS, because they're using 5590 pool, and I was setting 5590 for KS3L, so it stopped mining, and I had to reset all of my miners to 5530 pool. This one I restart to the hum pool, but this is just crazy. I'm not sure what happened to the 5590. I just have to reconfigure again and put it here and use the stratum for 5530. That's the one still working. So I don't know if something happened to you with the KS3s. Just change to the 5530. Maybe it's already too late by the time you see this video, but if not, you can try and set it up for this pool, 5530 right there. So I was like, oh my gosh, probably I broke my miner with this liquid. And that happened just exactly at the moment. So when I was testing here, everything was fine. When I put it in the liquid, it didn't start. I restarted like probably 5 times. I was almost like ready to pull it out and probably redo wherever, like take it apart maybe, I don't know. And after my other ASIC start to restart, I see the red light going on, and I'm like, oh shoot. Then I went to pool and figured out that all of my 5590 pool ASICs, they've been disconnected. So let's see if we can even start mining. All right, so here you go. So we just start mining with this. Temperature shows the number 2 is actually going to be the other direction, and the intake, and the temp 1 is going to be exhaust 55, 54. So we have 42, 55, which is not bad, I think, overall. And we start hashing 13 terahash. So it will probably drop like always on KS3L, but we'll see. We'll have to monitor. Now, at the power consumption for our ASIC right now is 3149. 3149. So roughly with the fans running, I think it would go to 3400. So we probably save in there 100 watts or 200 watts maybe. I wouldn't say 200, maybe 150. but when I run this with the cooling stuff, now this pump is using 1100 watts, so it's not free cooling, okay? So you have to understand that you're using the power. I mean, it's rated from 11 to 1400, because the fans, if they run full speed, you're gonna run 1400 watts. So not right now, it's 1150 watts for this system to run. Just one ASIC, it's probably not really worth it, but just for the test, I'm gonna run it, and then I'll be adding more. I can add 5 more units. I'm gonna watch the temperatures and then see with additional units and during the day how the temperature. I'm gonna just track it, how the temperature increases with more units. Obviously, it's gonna be a higher temperature going on. All right. So I think that's it for this video. That's all I wanted to show you guys, how to set it up. It's not a perfectly easy process. I still need to clean up around because I splashed a little bit of that liquid, get everything organized. I just wanted to get it mining and show you guys how it works. So I'm gonna cover it, and so we're gonna prevent from the dust. Oops, going in. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's what it is. I still need to connect the power here, but I'm still using like the power box there. You don't need to use that. It's pretty cool actually to have that set up, but I'm waiting for the cables to come in. I ordered some for this PSU, and I mean not PSU, but for the power, you want to say like a brake board, whatever, the breaker disconnect, I forgot what it's called. There's also a power reading here. I don't know if it's upside down, and the Ethernet connection, so you can probably read all of your power through internet, I guess. That's another thing I need to test, but look how cool it is. We're basically mining in the liquid. Everything looking fine. I'm happy that I had enough liquid just to run it. I had to use all 10 containers, so all 200 liters and just one ASIC is enough for that. I'm gonna order extra one, 20 liter, just in case it needs some extra. And nothing is leaking. All right, so the temperature on the out getting a little bit warmer, so I'll have to watch out for the temperature changes in the next maybe few hours also, and we'll let you guys know. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. All right guys, took me a while to figure out how to run this fans, how to turn this fans on, but here what happened. I couldn't put the fans on yesterday because it was super late already, getting like 12 o'clock a.m. and when I turned this fans directly to power, this cord that comes from the Foghashing air cooler, if I put this to power directly, it will just blast to the full speed, which is super noisy. You wouldn't be able, the whole neighborhood would wake up, right? So I had to put just a little fan like this, and right now I can remove it because I finally figured this out. So temporarily I had this fan run, and I already connected the hose for the water, but I didn't run it overnight because it actually was enough just to run this little fan for one unit to cool enough, and it was staying cool under, the chips were under 80 degrees, which is pretty cool. So now what I had to do is to figure out why it's super noisy here. So when I plug into the outlet here, it's not connected to anything. I took a picture, I put it back, so I may show you that picture on my screen. But so basically I had to directly put to 240 volts and it would blast the air, right? So here there's a switch, so only one temperature sensor. You can put either on the in or out, and basically the in temperature, that's the hot fluid coming in. This will actually be a lot hotter, not a lot, but probably by a few degrees hotter than the outlet, obviously, right? So the hot fluid comes here, the cooler fluid comes back and circulating through the miner in the tank. So now when we take this apart, let me take this apart so you can see the actual switch. In case you have a similar situation, take out these 4 screws here, right? And all it is just a simple board there with the connectors from 2 fans, and one is this one, the brown here, connects just the temperature sensor. That's all it is. There's nothing else here, right? So if you put this to normal, if you unclick this switch, what happening, you're gonna see how loud these fans are. You're gonna hear it in a second when they go full blast. It's crazy. Look at that. It's not even full blast yet. Right there you go. All right, so it's gonna be crazy noisy if you leave that. So I had to literally take this sensor out. Let me turn it off. So from normal I put to heating. I don't know what that means. I mean, normal mode seems like it's blowing. I had to pull out the sensor and literally put on a cold water sprayer to cool it down, and it would reduce the fan speed probably to 80%. Still super noisy, and the temperature in tank goes to 29 degrees, which you don't need to even do that, right? So it's just a waste of energy on these fans. Need to put the screws back in. So anyways, so I had to switch and put to the heating. So I pushed down this little, you could see right there, white, right? The push down is heating, and then normally if you unpush it, this switch, right? So I put this sensor here in the hot side so it would turn sooner, right? So if I put on this, the temperature in the tank probably go to a few degrees more before the fans kicks in. So I'm gonna try on this side because it looks like it's keeping the my chip temperatures probably below like 76 degrees right now, which, I mean, it's not that hot yet outside. So I'm gonna be, today's it's a little bit cooler. It's only gonna be like 92, 95. I wish I had this when it was 104 outside, but to test it out. But I think it's perfectly fine for, especially with one ASIC that I have in the thing. It doesn't even turn the fans because it takes a while to heat it up, and then it turns on the 10%, really quiet, and then it shuts down. So very little energy used for these fans with one ASIC, which is pretty cool. Now, yes, the pump that circulates, it uses 1100 watts. So yeah, count for that. I mean, it makes sense for 6 ASICs. I'm not sure with the 6 how it's probably going to be 6 times quicker that is going to heat up this coolant, right? This fluid. So we'll see. Let me show you the temps on the web GUI real quick. All right, as you can see, the highest temperature chip is 76 degree. The board temperature in and out reverse because the miner kind of upside down. But looks like all the boards temps are good, you know, like under 80 degree and even under 75. Like this 274, the highest chip, and this one is 76. It's a lot lower than I had the air cooling, even when it was cold outside, like 60 degrees. So it's really nice. And right now it's well, right now it's not too hot outside, only 80 degree. But I have my fan not even running. It just turns out a little bit. So yeah, it's 86, 89 on the patio, 86. So not too hot, but the fan on the air cooler is not turning all the time. It's only turning for a little bit, even 10%, and you can't even hear, which is really nice. So now another thing I want to mention is just looked at the iceriver.io website, and it looks like KS5L and KS3M completely gone. Only KS0 Ultra still there, but everything else is sold out. Guys, this is really moving fast there. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions. But I guess, oh, also I think I have a wrong board. for that fan controller, so I needed to have two thermostat. I'm gonna show you guys just a sec. Yes, so I was supposed to have this unit instead of what I have. So as you guys saw, I have the different unit. Let me show you what I have. All right, basically this is my unit inside, and look how completely different on their YouTube channel for switching from AC to FC mode. So if you get something like that, like what I did, the only option there, manually switch this white button and use the heat mode, so you don't have this you know, in normal mode it's just crazy. And I only have one sensor, looks like here. This unit has two sensors, which is on inlet and outlet, so it is very different. I don't know if I get the replacement even to get something like that and add another sensor, because I have already everything done there in the pipe. I can switch between them. All I need is sensor and the wire, and this kind of board. So oh, look what I had inside discovered. So basically so if you try to plug into this outlet, it's just the wire is cut off here. Really weird. So you can't connect to your C6 tank because there is no power there. Had to open to figure this out, but here you go. It's not going to be controlled or power not supplied by your tank. So all you have to do, just connect directly to 240 volts. This black wire on the bottom there, which comes out, and hopefully that helps somebody to figure this out and press this down to be in the heating mode, and this way you can control them. You could see the temperatures are still pretty good. I'm happy with the temps being 86 outside. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you like it, and we'll see you on the next one.